welcome to Spiritual Story Time. I'm Domo Geshe, and tonight we're going to continue reading from this wonderful book about Shantideva, and it says, How to Wake Up a Hero. How to Wake Up a Hero. This is about Mahayana, the great vehicle. It's about altruism and bodhisattvas, all of our favorite subjects. Oh, before we begin, this is Sunny. Say hello, Sunny. Okay, there we go. Good enough. She's my lap warmer, but the weather's turned warmer, so I don't know how much I need her on my lap. But anyway, so I begin. This section is called How to Stay Awake. Then Shantideva told the crowd that bodhisattvas are always awake. Some people wondered, then how come Shantideva sleeps so much? He knew what they were thinking, so he laughed and told them this. Bodhisattvas are awake even when they are asleep. It just means that they never forget their wish to help everyone find happiness. A bodhisattva thinks like this: may I be a bridge for everyone who wants to cross the water. May I be a lamp for everyone who is afraid of the dark, and a comfy bed for everyone who needs a nap. May I be a fire for everyone who feels cold, and a cool drink for those who are hot and thirsty. May I be a magic tree that never stops growing everyone's favorite fruit. Like a blind beggar who has stumbled upon a priceless jewel, I have found this wonderful way of thinking. It is like a bottomless treasure chest. I'm going to show you this beautiful illustration. It says, may I be a bridge for everyone who wants to cross the water. And here's this beautiful picture. Can you see it carefully? Do you see he's holding a bridge? Isn't that wonderful? Let me go on. Did you see the magic tree in this picture? And there's actually a bed in the upper corner, a boat. What a great picture. Bodhisattvas practice wisdom and helping others no matter what. How do I make sure that I don't forget my wish? Whether I am reading a book, talking to my friends, eating lunch, or falling asleep, how do I always keep in mind my goal to become a superhero? Sometimes that's really hard to do. When I am angry, my mind is like a stampeding elephant, trumpeting out of control. Or when I am really excited, my mind is like a monkey jumping from tree to tree. When my mind is in the jungle of wild emotions, I completely forget about being a bodhisattva. To become a superhero bodhisattva, I need to tame the elephants and the monkeys in my mind. That takes practice, but it is possible. Minds are delicate. We have to take good care of them. When I have a cut, I am careful to keep dirt away from it. I clean it and put a bandage on it. My mind needs the same kind of care and protection. A long time ago, there lived a king who loved his land and his people very much. His favorite thing to do was to wander all over his kingdom, meeting his subjects and finding out what they needed. It made him happy to help. His only problem was that his blistered feet would ache and bleed from walking everywhere barefoot. It was painful. One day on the road, the kind king met a little girl superhero. The girl asked the king how he was feeling, and the king replied, "Oh, I am very happy. All day long I wander my kingdom, granting my subjects' wishes. The only problem is my feet really hurt. What to do?" The king thought for a moment. Then his eyes lit up and he continued, "I hereby decree that the land shall be covered with leather, so that my feet will be protected." Can you imagine that? So much work and no flowers would be able to grow. Luckily, the little girl was very wise and kind. She made the king a pair of slippers so that he could cover his feet instead. From that day on, he was able to help everyone without hurting his feet. Let's look at the picture. These are beautiful pictures, aren't they? A calm mind is like the king's slippers. It protects me from forgetting my Bodhisattva promise. I cannot make the whole world peaceful now, but with practice, I can make my own mind peaceful. The next section is called Patience is More Fun. Shantideva could tell that everyone was being very patient. Even though they were getting tired sitting for so long, they wanted to hear more. Sometimes I know the right thing to do, but I don't do it. Fighting and yelling in anger doesn't make me feel happy, and acting that way makes the people around me feel bad too. But sometimes I do it anyway. Then I lose friends, and I can't sleep, and people attack me back. That's why superheroes know the power of patience. What is patience? Patience is knowing that getting upset when I don't get what I want only brings trouble. If something can be changed, why get upset? And if it can't, then why worry about it? Bodhisattvas actually like it when they don't get their way, because then they can practice being patient. Everything gets easier with practice. Say I have a mosquito bite. It can feel like the worst thing that could ever happen to me. It itches so much. When I scratch it, it bleeds and hurts even more. But if I am patient with mosquito bites, after a while they stop itching, and I hardly notice when they disappear. With practice, I can be patient like this with all sorts of things. Being bored, yucky food, bad weather. Bodhisattvas are the greatest warriors. Instead of attacking people, however, they destroy anger and confusion. They conquer the feelings and habits that make them feel bad. And they can appreciate pain because it can make them stronger and give them more compassion for others who are also in pain. Nothing happens without a cause. If there's a flower growing in my garden, there must have been a seed. The flower in turn attracts bees, and the bees make honey. Yum! A little boy picks the flower, and the bee stings him. Ouch! Likewise, if something upsets me, that feeling must also have come from somewhere. Once I see and understand all these causes, I feel less upset. I'm going to look at this picture here. Here's Shantideva sitting here, but this little boy has a problem. What's happening there? Can you see the beehive hanging from the tree? So the little boy wanted the honey, but he's getting stung by the bee. Ouch! And if I want different results, different fruits and flowers, I need to plant different seeds. Say someone is angry with me or takes my stuff. I can yell at him or I can be patient. Each way of acting plants a seed, and the patient seed makes beautiful flowers. This is how a hero bodhisattva thinks. A bodhisattva is grateful when people bug her and take her things, for she knows that if everyone always did exactly what she wanted, she would never get the chance to plant the flowers of patience. She would only have weeds. One monk at Shantideva's monastery had a terrible temper. The other monks called him Mad Monk, and he made other people feel mad too. Shantideva explained a new way to think about anger. If Mad Monk hits me with a stick and I get a bruise, what hurts me? The monk or the stick? It is the stick. I feel angry with Mad Monk, even though the stick made the bruise. You may say that Mad Monk controls the stick, but what controls Mad Monk? He is controlled by anger. And so, instead of being angry at the stick or the person, I should be angry at anger. When people say mean things about me, I feel bad. When they say mean things about other people, people I don't like, sometimes I feel glad. That is not unusual. Lots of people say nice things about the people they love and mean things about people they don't like. But no one likes to have his feelings hurt. That's why bodhisattvas feel sad when someone else is hurt, as when they get hurt themselves. What makes superheroes happiest is when someone else is praised, when someone else finds happiness and success. Here's a picture that says, Bodhisattvas make the best of all situations. This is a black and white picture. They're throwing things at him. But what do they come out? They're like flowers. Sometimes, no matter how much I try to think like a hero bodhisattva and remember that others' happiness is my own, I still feel angry and upset. I can't control my feelings. When that happens, the best thing to do is to step away from that person or thing until I feel calm. Later, I can try again. I know better than to put my hand in a fire, even though it looks beautiful, because it will burn me. Anger is like that. It looks like it will make me feel good, but it only makes my mind feel terrible, just like fire burns my hand. Here's a picture. This picture of fire is done in the Tibetan manner, which is a very beautiful kind of flame. Let's take a look at this. Loving others and being patient with them protects my mind and pleases all the world's bodhisattvas. And not only does it make bodhisattvas happy, it also makes me more popular, healthy, and content. Like a superhero. We have time to go on. This next part is about enthusiasm. Then Shantideva told the people why bodhisattva heroes need lots of energy and enthusiasm. If I am enthusiastic, I have lots of energy and feel joyful, even when I have a tough job to do. Bodhisattvas have enthusiasm for being generous and kind. Sometimes I think I'd like to spend my whole life eating and sleeping and playing games. I'd never have to clean up or do what anyone else wanted. But thinking only about my pleasure does not make me happy for long. After a while, I just feel tired and bored, like a slimy slug. Superheroes never get bored with being wise and kind, even when that is a challenge. Being kind and generous makes them feel like a wise old elephant who strolls into a cool lake after a long day in the hot desert sun. It refreshes them. Just as the wind lifts a flower seed or a flying kite, joy and kindness lift up my mind. They make me feel like I can do anything. Let's take a look at this. I see some kites down at the bottom. When it comes to enthusiasm, sometimes it helps to think about the end of my life. How will I feel then if I have lived a mean or lazy life? I will have missed this special chance to be a bodhisattva hero. Since I never know when the end will come, I need to start today. If I always put off until tomorrow, one day tomorrow will not come. And then who knows when I'll have another chance to become a superhero. Now is my chance. I don't want to miss it. Here's a picture. Someone who's very sick. They're in their sick bed. Maybe they're going to die soon. I hope that person is not thinking they've wasted their life, but they did good things instead. When you practice, start small and build up your superpowers little by little. Athletes know how to get better. You have to push yourself a little more each day, resting in between. Doctors sometimes give us a little pain now so that we can be healthier later. Likewise, bodhisattvas are happy to experience a little pain and discomfort now, gradually increasing their superpowers because they see the rewards that it brings. For instance, bodhisattvas love sharing, but being a good sharer takes practice. You can't become good at it overnight. When I practice sharing, first I share some of my favorite food with my best friend. That's pretty easy, but I feel good about it anyway. Feeling good about it helps build my enthusiasm. Then I practice with people I don't know. That's harder. But with practice, one day I'll like sharing so much that it will bring me joy to give my favorite things to my enemies. Imagine how surprised they'll be. Everyone started sharing with the people around them. They had been sitting in the sun listening to Shantideva for a long time. They were hungry and thirsty, and it felt good to share their picnics. It's much easier to become a bodhisattva if you're human. But with enough enthusiasm and effort, even flies and worms will eventually transform into bodhisattva heroes. If bugs and slugs can do it, so can we. Here's a wonderful picture. He's holding bugs and slugs in his hand. Sustaining such hard practice takes a lot of self-confidence. What kind of self-confidence am I talking about? Is it thinking that I'm better than everybody else? No. The self-confidence that I need is the feeling that if I do my best, I can do anything. With that kind of self-confidence, I can see how great other people are too. If I think I am more important or better than others, it stops me from becoming a bodhisattva. But the right kind of self-confidence, believing I can overcome anger and learn to love my enemies, keeps me going. Bodhisattvas get pleasure from the practice itself, not just from the rewards. If we take pleasure only in the rewards we get, it is like licking honey off of a razor. Very sweet, but also dangerous. But if we get pleasure from just doing the right thing, no matter the reward, then there is no danger at all. Sometimes I feel so happy because of my bodhisattva work that when I close my eyes, I see myself resting in the center of a huge white lotus flower, cool, soft, and sweet. A perfect spot for a hero to take rest. I'd like to show you this wonderful picture. I think we'll go on. The world is one big body. Shantideva still floated above his seat, though this no longer surprised anyone. They just wanted him to continue. To develop my superpowers, I need to spend time alone, without distractions. When I am alone, I can practice paying attention to what is going on inside me, my anger and boredom, my excitement and love. When I am alone, it is easy to remember my bodhisattva promise. When I am alone, it can be scary to be apart from the people I love. Sometimes I feel so afraid of losing my best friend that I want to grab onto him and not let go. When one of us has to leave, it hurts. I get stuck to him. Sometimes we get stuck to things too, like a favorite toy or a delicious dessert. When I am stuck to things, I fear losing them, and that fear makes it hard to act like a superhero. In my fear, I might even hurt others with my words or my body. If I am stuck to money, then no matter how much I have, I will want more. I can spend my whole life working to get more and never be satisfied. But if I spend even a small part of that same effort trying to become a bodhisattva, then not only will I make myself happy, I will make those around me happy as well. Bodhisattvas know how to love without getting stuck. They have no fear of losing what they love, so they can love endlessly. Even when their dear friend goes away, even when their favorite things are broken, stolen, or lost, they are still full of love. They love others, whether they are being praised or criticized, whether others love them back or not. They are free to love and enjoy because they are not stuck to people and things and money. Shantideva then explained how we are all alike and how we are all parts of one body. My body has many parts, but I want my whole body to feel well, not just my nose or just my belly. For bodhisattvas, all the people, animals, and other creatures of the world are just parts of one big body. They want the whole body to feel happy and well, all together, not just some parts of it. Here's this wonderful picture. The whole world. What if I were to think of every living being as part of the same body? I might be the hand, but I would still want to protect the foot. If I think of all others and myself as one big body, then I don't want anyone to feel pain. For everyone wants pleasure and nobody wants pain. In this, we are all the same. Everyone feels better when we act like one big body. When I was born, my skin was all wrinkled and I was tiny. That body is gone, but I still think of it as me, and I see that baby body as my body. If I can see that baby body as my body, then I can see all living creatures as parts of my body too. People in the crowd started to think of ways to make their neighbors more comfortable. Everyone wanted to help each other now that they saw themselves as one big body. When I feed myself, I do not think I am doing anything special. It is normal. A bodhisattva hero feels the same way about feeding others. When she gives food to hungry people, she never thinks, "Oh, how wonderful I am." Feeding others is as natural to her as feeding herself. Likewise, whenever others are sick, a bodhisattva wants to heal them. And whenever others are scared, a bodhisattva wants to comfort them. As long as any creatures are in pain, a bodhisattva will work to make them feel better. Just as we protect ourselves without expecting a reward, a bodhisattva protects the whole world. Usually we think, I don't want to give away my favorite things because then what will I have for myself? But a bodhisattva thinks, if I give away all my favorite things, what will I have left to share? Imagine that. Here's a picture of someone with no clothes. The bodhisattva has no clothes. He gave everything away. It takes a lot of time and practice to become a superhero. But if we are patient with ourselves, we can do it. I think we have just one part left. Let's finish this book. Yeah, we'll go a little bit over, but stay with me, huh? Because I'm interested in knowing what is the end of this book, too. This is called Trading Places. Now I will teach you a special game. All bodhisattvas become expert at this game. It's called Trading Places. And you can play it anywhere, anytime. You don't need dice or cards because this game happens inside your mind. First, choose someone to trade places with. It can be a stranger or someone you love or someone you don't like much at all. Bodhisattvas even trade places with hungry tigers in the forest. And there's the tiger. Next, pretend that you are that other person. Imagine how it feels to be her. Maybe she is much bigger or smaller than you. Maybe she has long hair or can't hear very well. Imagine all her parts are part of you. What makes this person feel sad? What makes her happy? It's easier to trade places with someone in your family than it is with a person on the street. But you can try trading places with everybody. It's fun and it's perfect bodhisattva practice. When you get good at this game, you can try out different feelings. Feelings like jealousy and pride make it really hard to become a hero. A jealous person thinks, that rich boy has everything. I want what he has. When I play Trading Places, I find someone who is jealous of me. Then I trade places with him. I try to experience his jealousy as if I were him. Once I know deeply what this feels like, I can understand his pain. Then it's easier to be generous and kind. It's easier to be a bodhisattva. As they listened, the people in the crowd started to play Shantideva's game. They all looked around and began to trade places. Right away, they understood each other a little better. We humans have an easier time practicing than other creatures. Most other animals are too busy searching for food and trying not to become food. If I trade places with a wild animal, then I might feel its fear or its confusion, and I see how this makes it hard to be a bodhisattva. This game makes me want to help the animal too. Here he is meditating. There are so many creatures in this world. They give me billions of chances to be a superhero. If I get really good at trading places, the day will come when the happiness of others becomes more important to me than my own. The hero's wish. Everyone was starting to see how wisdom and kindness work together. Shantideva felt happy, and he thought about all the great things that happen when there are more heroes in the world. I wish the whole world could see how great it is to be a bodhisattva. May there be bodhisattvas in every house, in every town and city. May all who feel cold find a warm fire to sit by, and may all who feel too hot find a cool lake to dive into. May scary nightmares become dreams of shady forests where magical trees grant all our wishes. May everyone have enough money to live comfortably, and may no one lack food or clothing. May all children be protected and loved. May fighting become a harmless game. May the sick find cures. Here's they're playing at fighting, but it's just like a game. May people who think I am the greatest have the joy of noticing how great someone else is. And may people who think I am no good see how great they can be. May everyone find wisdom and kindness in every sound, sight, and smell. May trees and mountains, stars and bells, dogs and dandelions all remain, all remind us, be kind, be wise. May the sun and rain help flowers, fruit, and vegetables grow. May volcanoes shoot out sprays of flowers. And here's Shantideva's volcano. No lava. May everyone who wants to be alone find a quiet place to sit and think. May our minds be calm and free from worries. May we stop arguing over silly things. May we listen to each other with patience. May everyone who decides to become a hero succeed. May we never be distracted or forget our Bodhisattva promise. May there always be books and teachers to help us learn to be wise and kind. I hope I never tire of my Bodhisattva practice, and I hope you keep trying too. For as long as the universe exists and there are creatures living in it, may I be here too, helping others, helping everyone, everywhere, find wisdom and happiness. That is the kind of superhero I want to be. What happened next? The people realized that they had been wrong to think that Shantideva was lazy. All along he had been thinking and studying about bodhisattvas, and no one knew. Luckily, one of the other monks wrote down every word he said, and he said, because just as Shantideva finished, he gave them another big surprise. He floated higher above his seat, and then, like magic, he disappeared. The people looked everywhere, but they could not find him. Shantideva was never seen again in that place, although many stories arose about his marvelous deeds after flying away and how he introduced more and more people to the Bodhisattva way of life. Ever since that day, people feel happy when they hear his name, and many still read his words when they want to practice being wise and kind. And that ends our wonderful book about Shantideva, one of my heroes. Tomorrow we're going to begin another books. This will be in the temple tomorrow, and Tibetan folk tales. Maybe more, a little bit more for adults, but probably also for young people. I've enjoyed reading these books to you, so let's keep doing spiritual story time. See you tomorrow night with Tibetan folk tales. Good night, good night.